Hello. Thank you for uh, joining me for my Rails app walkthrough video. Uh, Going to show you about my Rails project that I created. So let me share my screen. We can do that. So here we go. This is uh, my home page for my Explorers Unite app, and decided to go with a color scheme, background color scheme that will catch the eye. So briefly explaining what the Explorers Unite app is all about is it's an app where you can sign in and post comments on trips that you've taken, and you can say whether you recommend a country or not recommend a country or a trip to go on, and then you can see other users' trips and whether they recommend to go to a particular place, their comments on a particular place. So, it's really just kind of like a content management for users and their trips. So, first thing that I would want to do is sign up if I didn't have an account. So, first we're going to go through the sign up action, which is users new. And the first thing that I want to do is display the validations that I have and the errors that will present when I break those validations. So I am not going to even put in a name because the presence of a name is an error. I'm going to use an email that I put in my seed data, so it's already in the database. I'm going to create a password that is just under 6 characters, and I'm not even going to put in a field for favorite countries. So if I hit create user, I'm going to get this validation message. 4 errors prohibited this account from being saved. These are your 4 errors. So that validation works. So now let's actually create a user, and let's just call this guy Johnny. I don't know how to spell Johnny, but whatever. And can be, my name is Johnny at gmail.com. The password just has to be over 6 characters or more. And let's say that Johnny is very patriotic and he loves the United States of America. That's his favorite country. So we can create the user, and this is the user's own show page. But I want to log out because I want to demonstrate another way to log on to this app, which is through Facebook via this link over here. It's via OmniAuth and the OmniAuth Facebook gem. So what this is going to do, I'm going to click this link. It's going to take me to Facebook. I've created a special Facebook email just for this project. And now it's asking me to sign on. And when I sign on with my Facebook credentials, it is actually going to create an account based off my Facebook information and sign me in to my Explorers Unite app. So I'm going to hit login, and it's going to Facebook is going to contact my own app, send my information on Facebook to my Explorers United app, and that is going to populate a new user on Explorers Unite. So here is this new users page. Richard Jonathan Spitkowski is my actual name on Facebook. Friend me if you want. So because I signed in using my Facebook credentials, I don't have a favorite country. So I'm going to go ahead and edit. I'm going to edit my info so that I do have a favorite country. And let's say that is the Netherlands because I really, really like the Netherlands. So I'm going to update my user. Now my favorite country is the Netherlands. And that just demonstrated the edit uh, the edit and update actions for a user. So I see from my show page that I don't have any trips yet. So I'm going to add a trip. And now I'm going to see that if anyone has been to the Netherlands, because this is a field of all of the countries that have already been used and are in the system. Someone has been to the Netherlands. So I'm going to now just demonstrate a couple more validation errors, this time with trips. Also, if you notice, this is a nested resource, users 8, trips new. So this is a new trip already assigned to this particular user. So let's say that it is a trip in the future, and I already copied this lorem ipsum stuff to paste. So this is also going to show that the comment is too long. There is a validation on the length of the comment, and a year can't be in the future. That's a validation against the time, because you can't travel in the future yet. Anyway, so let's go ahead and go with the trip to the Netherlands. So I actually went to the Netherlands in 2011, and I would recommend. And let's just say this comment. Oh, can we just really quickly delete this and say that it was the time of my life? Perfect. Okay, that will work. That should create the trip. And this brings me to my users index page. This shows me all of the trips that have been posted in filtered by the user. And we're going to get back to this page in a while. This is Johnny. This was the first guy that I created. He has no trips, but Richard, me, does have the trip. It was a time of my life. So this shows the name of the user, the country, and the comment. So very quickly, I want to show how if I go to if I click the name of a user, it'll take me to that user's page. Notice the options here at the bottom of the page, because this is not my particular page. You can only go back to the index, right? This clicking the country will take you to that country's show page, and you can see all of the trips from everyone that went to that country. So 3 different people went to Spain, and you can see their comment and whether they recommended it. And if you click on a particular comment, you can see all the details about that comment. You could see the country, who went to the, who was the user of the trip, the comment, the year that they went, whether they recommended it, all of that. And if I go back to Richard Jonathan Spitkowski over here, you can see that these are the options that are present, because this is my particular page. I'm the current user. So because of that, I can add a trip, I can edit my own info, and I can go back and see other trips. So now I want to add a trip. First, I originally did it via this collection, but now let's just say I wanted to add a new country, a country I haven't been to, a country that's I looked through here and it's not in the database. So I'm going to go and say Israel, which I just went to in 2017. Again, I would recommend it. Bring a hat because it's really hot there. Great historical sites. Okay, now let's create that trip. And here we go. Once again, I'm going to go back down to my page. I'm going to click and see my page. I'll see all of the trips that I've taken. And now I can click on a particular trip, right? I can go ahead and edit the comment for this trip, because I can't edit, whether I can't edit where the trip was. I can't edit what year I went on that trip, but I can edit the comment. So let me just get rid of the bring a hat joke, and update the trip again. And there it is. No more bring a hat, just great historical sites. So at the top of the page here, again, I have the option to add a trip here. I can filter trips by year, and I can filter trips by country. First, let's look at the country. That'll take me to the countries index page. And this will show me all of the countries that are in the database. And you can see how many trips each country has had. Obviously, a lot of this is seed data, so I only did one trip per country, but I can see who went to Madagascar. Dave did. What did he have to say? I can see about Canada. Carson went to Canada. I can see Israel. I went to Israel. So that is the countries index. And there you go. 2 people went to the Netherlands. I did. Oh, great. Neil also went to the Netherlands. Like I can go to Neil's page and see, what other trips he's been to. He's only been to the Netherlands, yet his favorite country is France. Don't ask me about that. I don't know. But those are just the different interconnections, on this site. You can go very easily from a user to their trips, to a particular country, to all of their countries, to a particular trip. Finally, I wanted to show this filter by year. So you have a little drop-down menu, and you have 4 different time periods: 20th century, first decade, first half of the teens, second half of the teens. These are the different filters. And this uses a class method to bring the results. So if I click pre-2000, it's going to bring me all of the trips that were from before 2000. If I click on this one, it's going to bring me all the trips that were from the first decade, 2000 to 2009. Over here, 2010 to 2015. And finally, 2016 to the present. Again, a lot of trips. And so now I can see, who felt what, when, who saw what in what era. Just how it gives the user a lot more options about, the information that they see. So I think that that is pretty much the basic rundown of how to navigate the site. You saw how to sign up and the validation errors with signing up and adding a new trip. You saw demonstrated how to sign in through a third party via Facebook. I demonstrated a class method with my filter use, and I showed that you can go ahead very easily between your own page and your own trips and another user's page and their trips and all of the countries that have been visited, and see all the trips to a particular country. There are just a lot of different things that you can do. So thank you again for checking out my Explorers Unite app. I'm going to go ahead and log out and take us back to the home page. And thank you.